tuck it away. This was tucked in a bag, and I put it kind of behind a blanket. She goes digging for it, like actively digging for yarn. It's so annoying. Astrid, ma'am, what do you have to say for yourself? Hey, Astrid, you're not supposed to do this. Ma'am, do I have to put you in jail? And then they love it while I clean it up. It's Monday, a little after 8. I've just read all my emails. What is going on, Astrid? What? What's the matter? Huh? It's just a bug smear. It's not a real bug. It's just a smear. She was like jumping, and I thought she just was missing the windowsill, but she's now like kind of high-pitched baby meowing, which is, oh, she just did it again, which is what she does when she sees a bug. So I think she wasn't missing, she was just jumping at the bug. My allergies are crazy today. They were terrible last night. I was sitting and my nose just kept dripping like water. And there's really nothing you can do. I just kind of wadded up a tissue and shoved it up my nose to stop my water from dripping onto everything that I was doing. Okay, so recaps of the last couple days. Friday I woke up and drove with my friends to Cedar Point. We get breakfast at this like pancake place. We've gone a couple of times and I really love it. I try out like new food every time. They have a huge menu and it's always busy. So it's really, really good. It's like Sandusky Pancake House. If you're ever going to Cedar Point and need a breakfast recommendation, it is delightful. The drinks are expensive. Like a hot chocolate was $8.50. I don't remember being that expensive, but prices have gone up everywhere. I just listened to my Xbox podcast, and I have an Xbox. I typically don't do the mid-gen upgrades. I just stick with the one that I have unless I'm like really craving purchasing a new game console, but I found that they increased the price again. So if you ever buy like game consoles, they normally decrease the price. They've increased the price by like $100 since it launched. That's just crazy to me. Anyway, Cedar Point, it was like the most disappointing trip to Cedar Point I've ever had. I've never been disappointed when I go to Cedar Point. It was awful. So the weather was great. It was cold, but then once the sun came out, it was warm. But then I was glad that I had my 2 sweaters once it got cold again. We got on our first ride, which was Gatekeeper. It's the very front of the park ride. It tends to have a shorter line than most of the other rides. I haven't looked into why, but I would guess it's because of the amount of people that can fit on the ride and then the amount of cars that they run. Like if there's 3 cars and each car can do 60 people, that is a lot of people that you're cycling through that ride. So we did that, and then we went to Raptor. And Raptor already had, what was it, a half hour or 45-minute line for Fast Pass or something. I can't remember if we rode Raptor with the Fast Pass. No, we rode it with. So we saw the wait time for Raptor, and it was already 45 minutes for Fast Pass, and the normal line was like an hour and a half. And so we're like, okay, let's get Fast Passes, which is normally what we do. And it's normally yes, it costs a lot of money, but it ends up making sense because otherwise you get to ride 4 rides basically because you spend all of your time waiting. So we get the Fast Passes. They are at the highest that they are, which is just under $200. So that is in addition to your park ticket. Now, we all have the yearly passes because they were such a good deal. And I was like, what is the catch? How can this be like cheaper than the gate prices? If you get your tickets at the gate, it's almost $100 versus if you get them online, it's closer to $40, $50. We get our tickets, or we get our FastPass tickets. We get in line for Raptor and it's fine, right? It's our 45 half an hour line, whatever. Then we get to the next, or no, it might have only been like 15 minutes, whatever. It wasn't dramatic. Our next ride then is Valraven. Should I be describing what these rides are? Gatekeeper is like this, and it's kind of got a wing that you're sitting here. Raptor is your standard dangly ride that does a lot of flips and stuff. And then Valraven is a 3-line, 8 people across. And it then stops like this, and you're like looking down, and then it just drops you. And it's a roller coaster. So Valraven had a 45-minute wait time for FastPass. And we're like, this is getting up here. Normally, when we use a FastPass, 45 minutes is maybe the longest we'll wait for some of the, like, Millennium Force. Not Valraven. So we wait in the line, and then we get some drinks, and then we go to Millennium Force. Because the new ride, Siren's Curse, was closed. And we're like, okay, well, that's crappy, whatever. So we go to the next ride. And then we realize, like, every other roller coaster is down. So after Millennium Force, we rode 2 rides, basically. And Millennium Force, we got to at, like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We were at the theme park until 11. Or no, midnight. It closed at midnight. I couldn't get on anything else. Like, so my second favorite ride is Maverick. Maverick took 45 minutes. It might have even taken longer to get through that line. Then finally Steel Vengeance opened. Steel Vengeance is my favorite ride. But we waited in line for Dragster 2, and it closed down multiple times while we were in line. So then we eventually left after we had waited for an hour and a half to ride this ride. Couldn't ride it. And again, once we were done, it's like the rides are all closed. Like every single like Carnival ride was closed, which are the smaller rides that you can, like get some people in those lines so that it kind of helps ease the other lines. I recorded on my phone. And I'll probably just pull it up here. I recorded on my phone just how many rides were closed. And I think I counted it was like 29 out of 65 rides. 29 rides out of 65 were closed. That is almost half of the rides at this theme park being closed. And on top of that, Steel Vengeance has three cars that they run. They were only running 2. So you don't even get nearly as many people through that line. And so Steel Vengeance, you have to pay for a locker. It was just so crappy that we paid $200 for fast passes, and we're still only able to get on, I think 6 rides. And that was it. That's terrible. That was so crappy. It was infuriating. So I'm going to be a Karen. I'm going to write an email because it was just so disappointing. And on top of that, there are 2 levels of fast passes. We paid for the highest fast pass, and I don't think we were able to ride one of the rides that was included on that. I think that is like robbery. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't be allowed to sell a thing that you can't even use because you're closing all the rides. And I know that they're like, oh, well, we can't honor or we can't guarantee that the rides will be open. Several of these rides were closed the entire day, meaning they were closed. They were not like closed because they were down because something was going on. No, they were closed before we got into the park. just annoys me. I remember it used to be like walking in, they would tell you if one of the rides was down for the day. Like, for example, Dragster is very often not running because Cedar Point is on a lake. Dragster goes 300 feet up in the air. And so it moves and it can't have a lot of wind, and there's a lot of wind at the lake. So that one very often is closed. And there'll be like a board that like tells you that the stuff is closed. They don't do that anymore. It's just in the app, but the app doesn't tell you, like, it doesn't always distinguish between, is this permanently closed for the day or is it just closed at this moment? It just sucked. What I was hearing from around, like, just people around the park was that they were understaffed and that's why they couldn't open everything. And it just had me thinking, this is why my year membership is so cheap. I was like, what was the catch? This is the catch. None of these rides are going to be flipping open. So, I mean, it's a 5-hour drive, like round trip drive for my friends and I to go to Cedar Point. And we do it in one day. So we go in the morning and then we leave at night. So my friend drives up and then I typically drive us home because I'm normally not, I have the energy to drive us. So it just stunk. It just sucked because like I organized it and, you know, we bought those fast passes and it was just a waste. Like, I feel like we would have ridden the same amount of rides. Oh, and you have to pay for the haunted stuff now. So you not only had to pay for the fast pass, or not only did we pay for the fast pass, but we paid for the haunted stuff. Some of which you can't even do because there's 2 tiers of haunted stuff now. It's so, like, this is crazy. This is so much money. Like, the whole complaint about Disney being expensive, it costs me more money to go to Cedar Point than it does to go to Disney these days. Granted, don't count the flights, don't count the hotels. I'm going to Disney for more days. But the individual price of Disney compared to Cedar Point with a fast pass, Cedar Point's more expensive. It just made me so angry. Just so angry that this was my experience with Cedar Point. Whatever. So here I am at work, sneezing. I am drinking the very last of this tea that I've had. It's called White Tea Buddha Secret. It's I got it from a German tea shop many, 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 many years ago. And I'm excited to have finished it because I have so much tea and tea kit. Wow, I cannot talk. In tea tins. And with only like a little bit of tea left, and I want to just streamline so that I don't have as much and be able to downsize some of those tins. Because some of them are my mom's from way back when I went to college. I brought tea with me and I needed the tins. So I have tins that are my mom's that I have a lot of tins. I've been really feeling the downsizing. I'm not a minimalist, but I would like to downsize, and tins are one of those ways, and it just feels good to like use up the thing instead of just throwing it away. So I'm drinking my tea. It is not my favorite. I don't really like white tea. I find that I always make it bitter. I don't know if it's because I'm steeping it too long or if the water is too hot. I put quite a bit of sugar in to like counteract the bitterness, but it never quite works. So I'm going to drink this tea and then probably switch to a different tea. Saturday I was exhausted, and it wasn't really from Cedar Point. It was from the work week. So we got home at around I got home at about 3 a.m. Went to sleep after I like played with Edifix because Edifix was so happy that I was home. He was so happy. He was rolling around. This is what he does. He like continues to like roll on my feet. If I take a step, he like runs and flops on my feet and is rolling around. So, you know, I was petting him, scratching him, telling him he was a good boy, and he was just so excited. He has his ears back so you can tell that I'm talking about him, but he's like not looking at me. Puppy. Hi. You're a good boy. He reacts to his name. Astrid, doesn't because she doesn't want to. Edifix like always reacts. He always gives me his undivided attention. Don't you? You're such a good boy. Yeah, you were a good boy. You go sleeping? You go sleeping? Okay, you go sleepies. You go sleepies. So I woke up at like noon, got up, moved to the couch, knit a little bit, worked on this hat, which I started at Cedar Point. And this is going to be either a donation hat or a gift hat. I haven't decided. It's so pretty. I'm just going to do, if I have enough yarn, a double rolled rib hat. I'm just making it up. I think I cast on 96 and then I'll just do some math to do the crown. So I did a bit of knitting, worked on the hat, and I watched some YouTube. I then like took a nap on the couch and then decided I would take a nap in my bed. And then when I woke up from my nap, because I set a timer for 1 hour and 25, I decided, and this was around 6:30, I decided that I wanted to just go to bed. So I went to sleep again. So I was awake for about 5 hours on Saturday. And then Sunday, I woke up early to make cinnamon bread for book club that I was going to my friend's house. And the dough wouldn't rise. And I have this problem a lot where my dough doesn't rise. And I think it's because I don't keep my apartment very warm. I like it colder, especially in the winter. And for some reason, I like baking in the winter. So I struggled to get it to rise. And in the end, I kind of threw in the towel and I made cheddar chive scones instead. I didn't love them because the Dijon mustard was just so strong of a flavor. It asked for 2 tablespoons. I only have like a papa Dijon mustard, and so that was just like so strong. So I didn't love that. If I make it again, I'll do 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. It was almost just like spicy. So made that, went to book club. We talked about the book. We all gave it 3 stars. It was The 1,000 Crimes of Ming Tzu, which is a book that I bought during the pandemic. I think I like pre-ordered it. I was so excited. I was randomly excited about this Western. Not sure why. Somebody sold it to me on YouTube. So I finally read it, and if you follow me on Pango Books, it'll be on Pango because I am going to sell it because it's not a book that I see myself rereading again. It was fine. There was a lot of murder because it was a Western, but there were a lot of dead horses. So that's the trigger warning for that book. Like, all the horses die, which was so sad. So read that book. Our new book is like a witchy book. So that's exciting because my goal is to like read it in October as well. So I'm going to be picking that up from the library when it comes in. And then what else did I do the rest of the day? I did dishes. I made the cinnamon bread. It didn't rise, so it's pretty dense, but I put all the ingredients together. So I went ahead and made it when I came home. I think I finished at like 8 o'clock after I attempted to let it rise. It had to rise 2 times. So the first rise was the duration of what the recipe said it would need to rise in total. And so I basically had it rise almost 3 times the amount. Didn't really work, but it's fine. Oh, my nose is so red. And I watched some YouTube. I just was in the mood for watching some makeup YouTube. If you like makeup and you want to watch some makeup YouTube people, my favorite is Angelica. She is Swedish, but she currently lives in the United States. She has for the last 3 years. I think her and her husband are only going to be here 1 more year and then they're moving again. But she likes colorful makeup and indie makeup. And so I really like that because I feel like it's very easy to see mainstream makeup. You just walk into Sephora, Ulta, and it's all right there. And she'll talk about that stuff, but she does a pretty big focus on independent makeup and she loves eyeshadows, which is basically me. Like, I love eyeshadows. I like listening to her talk about it. And she also now owns her own company, and she has a chemistry background, and she worked a bit in the industry. So I just find her very knowledgeable, and she is 40, so she's not like she's not Gen Z. I like listening to people on makeup that are closer to my age. So anyway, I'm a fan of her. I'll link her below if you are ever interested at all. And yeah, so I was watching her videos on Sunday and played a bit of video games. I played a bit of Stardew Valley because I needed to, there's a star path right now. It's basically a timed event where you need to do certain tasks within a time period, and then you earn points, and then those points you can use to buy items and decoration and outfits, and they are only available during the star path. And so it gets to the point, if you don't get enough of the tasks done, the tasks themselves become time-based, and you just don't have enough time to be able to get them done. Like, you could play for 8 hours, but you will still not get them done because they are like, talk to Mickey 2 times. You can only talk to Mickey once per day. And so you'd have to wait another 24 hours before you could talk to Mickey again. So if you only have 8 hours before the star path ends, it's impossible to do. So I like to play a lot at the beginning because, you know, the holidays are going to happen. And if I run out of time, then I will have hopefully gotten enough done that the time constraint doesn't affect me. But anyway, so I played that a bit. And I need to go to the library today because my Lego Pirates of the Caribbean came back. Like, I feel like I'm like fighting with this other random person. And it's annoying because no one had checked this video game out. But so when I got it, I only got to keep it a week because someone else put it on hold. So then I immediately put it on hold, and I think they just kept it for a month or however long they had it. I think they had it for at least 2 additional weeks after the 1 week, which is fine. It's not a big deal because I have Stalker 2 Escape from Chernobyl currently. That game is scary. I have to play, I need all the lights on when I play that. It's with the Geiger noise. Woo. I think I also need like my laptop to tell me what I'm doing because I'm stuck and I haven't even gone through the prologue. So I can play that. But today, and then someone put Avatar: The Last Airbender season 3 on hold. The whole time season 3 has not been on hold. So I didn't get to watch it because, again, last week was just so busy. I couldn't knit, I couldn't read, couldn't play video games, couldn't watch Avatar. So now I have to return it. It's just so annoying. So I need to go to the library today. And today I'm going to my friend's house to watch movies because we're doing a little movie night. So I have to decide, am I going to bring my hat or am I going to bring my sweater? Or am I just going to bring both? I could bring both. And that is what today looks like. And now I need to work because this has been a little bit too long. Another long day, but I've decided to shut my laptop down at 4:30. The emails kept coming in. I could have kept answering them, but I decided I'm done. I'm done. So it's, like I said, it's 4:30. I'm going over to a friend's house to watch some movies, and I'm going to bring my knitting. But in the meantime, I need to do another load of laundry and edit vlogs. And I need to go to the library. The library is going to be the most fun part. So maybe I bring my laptop and edit at the library. Maybe. But then I'm at the library and I have to pay for parking. I hate paying for parking. Because I have to go to my friend's house and I would be getting home at like 9 something, 10 something. I need to drive my car because I don't want to catch the bus from where he lives because it's not the best bus route to be on at night. This is what I think about. I would prefer to be able to walk to the library and then walk to his house, but that is not an option because I don't think there are sidewalks all the way there. I'll have to see. I have to also need to check when the library closes. If they close at 6. If they close at 6, because I'm not going to go to my friends until 7. Dilemma! Oh my gosh, the library's closed today. It's Columbus Day, so the library's closed. Oh, this sucks. Because I needed to pick up something. So that means I have to go tomorrow. But I'm in the office tomorrow. And then I'm going to the Hilliard location for an author talk. This is unfortunate. Because the library doesn't open until 9. I'm already going to be at work. So I'm going to have... Oh, this is going to be kind of complicated. So if I want to walk to work tomorrow, I'm going to have to leave work early. / on time, I guess I should say. I'll leave work on time to be able to walk to the library to pick up my things and then walk home. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. That's going to take way too much time. I'm going to have to drive all these places. This is what's so stupid. All of these things are less than a mile, like they're less than 2 miles apart. But to walk them is going to be, I mean, that's probably a total of an hour and a half. And I'm just not going to have that time to then be able to go to Hilliard. So silly, right? So silly.